Sonic the Hedgehog says Bella Ciao? Meet Gigi Dutre, artist and writer for Sonic the Hedgehog at IDW Publishing. Like many progressives, Trump's re-inauguration inspired her to do more to fight for her beliefs. A little starting a weekly trans art hashtag here, a little shilling the sexually explicit book that groomed her into non-binaryism in a licensed comic book for kids there. Sprinkle support for violence against cops on top. You know, typical progressive stuff. Especially given the latter, I'm sure it's not too surprising that her public reaction to Charlie Kirk's assassination was less than diplomatic. All thoughts and prayers? Mao Spotify playlist. Raffle Mao empathy for someone who didn't like empathy. Actually, he preferred sympathy, you dumb broad. This woman's crazy, you might exclaim. Where's the oversight, you might ponder? Well, by their own admissions, many on Sonic at IDW are either alphabet people or strong allies. And while Gigi takes the crazy cake, some of the others have had their moments too. Let's run through a few, shall we? Evan Stanley, writer and artist, professional online, but pushes diversity in the comic, introduced a gay couple, a reference to a trans streamer's persona, and recently added a non-binary character who has no pronouns at all. No comment on Charlie. Daniel Barnes, artist. Long history of picking fights online, with Sonic fans and otherwise, and with approval from his colleagues. Equally long history of complaining about white people, like, seriously. Tracy Yardley, artist. Extensive history of leftist activism and crash-outs, especially on trans rights. Bemoans the rise of fascism, but is silent on the rise of political assassination that are fueling it. What he did do recently is make some art for a charity book benefiting sea mermaids. I see the grooming and pedo scandals haven't slowed down your drive to mutilate kids' genitals at all. Lastly for now, here's Reggie Graham, artist. Snuck his non-binary they tag into an official cover. On the day of Charlie's assassination, Reggie took to Blue Sky to say it's Morgan time, and reposted a call for all fascists to meet the same fate, alongside solidarity with the DC Comics artist that got himself and his whole comic scrapped for his vile statements about Charlie. So, firing people for speech bad, firing at people for speech good? I think we found someone crazier than Gigi. I could go on, but we're running low on time. If IDW is too crazy, then what about Sega? Well, even if they didn't have their own history of support for progressive causes, which started just a year after the CEO became a board member for a leftist group called Human Rights Watch, by the way. They've got people on the inside. Evan Stanley is also the head artist for the Sonic lore team inside of Sega, and she's joined by Ian Flynn, who went from writing the comics to writing the games alongside leading the lore team. It's a powerful position, and the guy is quite close with Gigi, having hosted her on his podcast and reached out to her after she cried doxing and fled to Blue Sky. Are Sega simply acting in line with their past history? Or is Ian using his position to protect the bad actors at IDW? In the face of both companies' sheer silence, this kind of speculation is all we can do. It's been over 2 months now. If the companies were going to discipline these people, they would have done so already. But they haven't, and both have gotten work. Reggie on the Chaotic Special, and Gigi on issue 82. Therefore, we can only conclude that what you've witnessed in this video are all inseparable parts of these companies' core values. So next time you think about reading an IDW comic or playing a Sega game, including a free-to-play one, just remember that you're giving your time and or your money to a company that wants you dead, your kids raped and brainwashed, and they think it's funny. Sega ciao. Spread the word.